I have something different than we normally do, but I have a comic book mystery box. I found this one on eBay. Decided to pick it up. It was $35, technically 40-30 shipped. And they had different themes for, like, some of them were just random mystery boxes. Some of them you got themes, like had like runs of like some comic books. Others were like all new, like all like the newest issues for March. You had a chance to win things like graded comics, free grading on a book, things like that. And they all came with a raffle ticket, and one of the raffle tickets would get the big prize, which was I want to say it was a Spider-Man graded book. Can't remember what it was. I just wanted some comics. I have been a fan of comics literally for as long as I could read, because when I was 8 years old, I taught myself how to read with Green Lantern and the Flash comics. To this day, Hal Jordan Green Lantern is still my favorite character, hands down. I like all the Green Lanterns. Hal's my favorite because he's who was Green Lantern when I was reading. I and once I started reading, those, I branched out. I found Captain America, another one of my favorites. X-Men, Spider-Man, love all of them. I was a big fan of Justice League. Um, I read a lot of Justice League growing up. And like to this day, and luckily my kids, they love the Marvel movies, and are getting more and more interested in comics. So regardless of what I get in here, I can share it with the kiddos. And that, to me, is the most important part. Because I like sharing things that I loved with them without forcing it on them. I don't want to just force my love of something onto them, but they're both very interested in comics. My daughter's big into Wonder Woman, Batgirl, really enjoys them. My son likes the Flash. Of course, he likes Batman, but like I think the Flash is becoming his favorite. And his favorite like video game character is Sonic. So like that boy just wants to run. Anyway, so we got this. This came from Brandon's Comics. Got some packing material, which I'm glad they incorporated, and we are going to do it. Luckily, they put it in there. Things upside down, and we're just going to go one by one. Nice. This is a variant cover of Iron Man 2020 number 3. Very nice looking book. Here is Iron Man 2020 number 2, another variant. That is absolutely sweet. What is this? Marvel Atlantis Attacks number 3. Don't know a whole lot about this storyline. I'm guessing from the looks of it, this might have been one of the new release boxes. Morpheus Variant Edition number 2. This is Morbius the Living Vampire, which got a movie getting ready to come out. I always liked Morbius. I liked a lot of his stuff in the Spider-Man books back in the 90s. This is another variant of the same, and that one is just absolute. Look at that cover. This is also Morbius the Living Vampire number 2, but man, this cover, that's sweet. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not big on how I don't really care how much this is, how much this stuff is worth, and I'm probably gonna read all of it. X-Men 1 variant cover. Got Jean coming out the cake. Like, this stuff is absolutely fantastic. A lot of variant covers. Here's another X-Men #1 variant cover. And I do not know which cover I like. Like, this is a good classic X-Men cover. Of course, you have to put Wolverine right there in the front, Cyclops in the center. Oh man, Havoc. This just looks fantastic. I'm actually like super excited to get this. Avengers of the Wastelands #3. You got Thor, Captain America, Ant-Man, Hulk, like this. Look at this. Avengers of the Wastelands #3. I'm like, this is awesome. These books came from Brandon's Comics in Temple, Arizona. But I found it on eBay. It was a mystery box, and I'm like, oh, I like comics, and I love mystery boxes. I've bought through my times reading and collecting and being around comics. I've grabbed probably hundreds of mystery boxes. What mystery boxes do is, because when you're reading comics and you get the titles you love, you kind of get stuck in, I'm going to get these titles every month. I'm going to read these. And you don't really branch out. When you buy a mystery box, it's a good way to find titles that you might not have looked at or touched. And you pick it up for the first time and you start reading it and you're like, I want to know what happens next or what happened before this. And mystery boxes are a great way to get into a new story. We have Guardians of the Galaxy #1. Here. We have Absolute Carnage Captain Marvel #1. This cover is amazing. Check this out. I love this cover. So, new Captain Marvel series, #1, Absolute Carnage. A lot of Marvel in this book. Ooh. And just as I say that, they give me Batman Beyond #42. Got me some DC in here. I remember when Batman Beyond, the cartoon, first appeared, and you watch the first couple episodes, and you're like, "This, what am I watching? What? This isn't Batman." But Batman Beyond became one of my favorite, like, cartoons based on DC. Big fan of Justice League and Batman, the animated series and stuff, but let me tell you, the Batman Beyond series was absolutely amazing, and I'm glad that they got a little bit of a resolution for the story later in Justice League Unlimited, so they kind of got a cap on everything. Guardians of the Galaxy #11. Star-Lord right there on the cover. This is a $20.99 variant cover. That's awesome. Oh, my daughter is gonna love this. Supergirl #36. Check out that Supergirl cover. That is awesome. My daughter, like I said, she's big into like Wonder Woman, Supergirl, Batgirl. She likes all of them. So she's going to see this comic and basically demand it. We'll see how that goes. And here is Supergirl 40. That same, like the covers on this is just absolutely fantastic. It's a bit more of a less photorealistic, but it's still just, check that out. The artwork on it is absolutely amazing. The variant cover. So was the first one. They were both variant covers. Like the artwork, like I'm gonna see who did those covers because when Planet Comic Con comes back, um, see if any of the artists for this were there. And wow, we have another Supergirl. This one is a variant cover of number 34. Absolutely phenomenal. I'm gonna see if I can get these covers signed because the absolutely amazing art. I love them. Symbiote Spider-Man number 2, variant edition, of course. One thing, like when I was collecting comics, especially up in the 90s, like the 90s was the boom right before the big crash of the industry that happened in the late 90s, but she didn't have is all the variant covers, and I love variant covers regardless of value because there's so many talented artists and they can take what you're trying to portray on the in the book and they have to kind of get you to look at it and buy it. They do such a great job of it. We got Star Wars number 3. Oh, variant edition, Hot Rescue, Hoth Rescue, Star Wars. Absolutely amazing. Um, but you can buy the same book and get like these wonderful variants on the cover, and oh, that is just wonderful. We have Star Wars number 1. That cover is fantastic. And that's awesome. I'm a big fan. That's another, like, I'd want to get that book, you know, signed. And finally, yeah, this is a variant to Star Wars number 1. And that, my friends, is the last book. Again, I don't know a lot about the values or anything like that, but what I know is I am thoroughly thrilled with this box. Those Supergirl issues were absolute, like those cover arts. I mean, absolutely amazing art. And as I said, it's going to make my daughter really happy because she's a big Supergirl fan. Bunch of variants. Really like the Captain Marvel number 1. That I like that cover. X-Men. X-Men was one of the books that I read a lot growing up. Yeah, I remember when the show first came on TV, and me and my brother were parked in front of the television, just anticipation. That first night of the Sentinels, it did not, it sure did not like disappoint us. It was amazing to see Wolverine and Gambit and Rogue and Storm and all that just pop off the screen, and It was amazing. 2 different covers of Morbius #2. Absolutely great. Well, guys, that was the box. I appreciate everybody watching. Very happy, very happy with this. Yeah, see, this is one of those continuing covers for Iron Man 2020, 2 and 3. If you look, and that's something that's really cool. How like the series of books, like 1, 2, and 3 at least, is going to make a complete and total picture, and that's amazing. Guys, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed it, please hit the like button. If you're new, please the subscribe button. I'd appreciate that greatly. And yeah, let people know what we do here. We open fun stuff. I got more comics coming. Of course, trading cards, wrestling trading cards will be a thing. I'm going to try to get my hands on some comic trading cards. I've been looking at some. If we can't get into those too. Till next time, guys, I appreciate each and every one of you. I truly do. Thank you, guys, and be good.